Hey, what's up, YouTube? Math Lingo Bros coming to you guys with another podcast today. So in this podcast, I'm going to be going over my predictions on who's going to be advancing, who's going to end up winning the whole thing for the 2017 MLB playoffs. So first, I think we're going to start over in the AL because that game is going to be on Tuesday. So let's jump right into it. So I think this is going to be a tough matchup because I think the Twins they remind me of San Francisco Giants, like in the even years for a while, with like a team of destiny, stuff like that. They really fought their way to get in the playoffs for the first time in a while. They're, have some good veteran leadership on their team, but I think with Sevy on the mound and the way Judge is, being Judge and everything else that the Yankees have going on for them right now, the Yankees actually look really good. So I think it's going to be tough to beat them. So I'll take the Yankees to advance to play Cleveland. Then I'll go over into the NL matchup. Sorry, my group chat's blowing up on Snap. But I'll take... this one's tough for me, Arizona and Colorado, because I really love Nolan Arenado. If you guys know me, you know anything about me, I like Nolan. But I think I'm going to take Greinke and JD Martinez the way he's swinging it right now. He's unbelievable. He's just on fire. I think, they're going to advance to play the Dodgers. So then I'll jump into the local matchup for me, which is Houston-Boston. So I am going to take Houston over Boston barely due to starting pitching. I think Keuchel and Sale kind of cancel out. And then, you're bringing into the next level of starters. Boston does look good, though. It is tough to go against them. But the way that Houston's lineup is just completely stacked. I think I saw something they're averaging like 9 runs a game in their past something games. That's unbelievable. You're talking 9 runs a game. Obviously, it's going to slow down. You're facing a Pomeranz or a Price, or actually, they said Price might even come out of the bullpen. They're not even sure what his role is going to be yet. But obviously, Sale, 300 Ks, an absolute monster. Slider, unbelievable stuff. But I'm going to take Houston in a good series. I'll take Houston. Cleveland Yankees, I'm going to take Cleveland. Their pitching staff, I think, is just too much. You have a really stacked team from last year, and you throw Edwin Encarnacion into their lineup. I mean, that's just deadly stuff right there. I think he's an absolute savage. You think the Parrot's going to be flying a couple times. Really, it's not flying. It's on his shoulder, but I think you're going to see the Parrot going up a couple times in this series. I will take Cleveland beating them for sure. So now we're over here. So I'll go up top. We'll do the Chicago Cubs versus the Nats. That's a tough one for me because I'm a Mets fan, you guys know. So I saw a lot of these teams, and a lot of you guys know that I love Chris Bryant, and obviously I have his glove and everything like that. He's probably my favorite player right now in the MLB. Over Harper, who's my second favorite. But I don't know. I was worried about the Nationals more before the trade deadline because their back end of their bullpen was garbage. But I mean, a guy like Scherzer and Strasburg are just absolute savages, so it's really hard to go against them. But I'm actually not going to go against them. I'm going to go with Washington beating the Cubs. I like what Arrieta's been doing of late. John Lester has been pretty good all year. They did have a little bit of a hangover at the beginning of the year. But I think they're just going to come up short in this series, and Washington's going to beat them. I think LA is going to beat Arizona pretty handily. I don't know if they're going to sweep them, but I think it'll be close. I think the Dodgers they're going to be a tough force to beat this year due to the fact of just their pitching lineup, the emergence of Yasmani Grandal really being a force on that team. Obviously, Cody Bellinger. Me and him have the same birthday. He's actually a year younger than me. That puts in perspective my life. I'm sitting here recording a podcast, and he's, Cody Bellinger, so my life sucks. So, yeah. So, now we're going to go Houston, Cleveland. So, we'll just zoom in over here for right now. I'm going to take... this one's tough for me. I think Cleveland's going back. I want it to be Houston because I want to see Verlander, and obviously Verlander's already won a ring. But I do want them to make a good run, just to be like a good local story. After Harvey and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Indians in this one barely. I think this will go 7 games for sure, which would be tough though because that's gonna mess up everybody's pitching for whoever advances. I'm gonna take Cleveland though barely. I want to take Houston. Every part of me wants to take Houston, but I'm gonna go with Cleveland, just barely. And then you got LA and Washington. Something that everyone's been waiting for because one of them can't choke. So every year, one of them always seems to choke. Like when the Dodgers lost to the Mets, when the Mets lost to the Royals, the Dodgers were a much better team. Everyone picked the Dodgers, but they ended up losing. So 2 teams that have a tendency to be known as chokers. I think one of them is going to advance, obviously. So I'm going to take LA barely. I think Darvish and Kershaw in a playoff format is just going to be unstoppable. Plus their bats. I think their bats are strong. So I'm going to take them. And now you got Cleveland, LA. I think that's going to be a fun matchup. I think that the Dodgers are going to have a little bit of help when they play in AL stadiums. I think that will help them a little bit. So they can move some stuff around. They could put Puig in a little bit easier. And then they'll obviously have Granderson too, who was tough to see leave as a Met. I watched him as a Yankee too. You guys know I'm from the New York, New Jersey area, and he was a really good Yankee and everything like that. So when he became a Met, I really liked him as a person. Like that, he actually does a lot in the community. He's a really good guy, and I think he's a good bat. He's clutch. He can. Every time Grandy steps up, he's got that homer potential in him, even though as old as he is still. I think that will help him. He'll probably DH, and then they'll put Puig in the outfield, everything like that. So it should be pretty smooth for them. But I'm going to take Cleveland in 7 games. They'll get a little bit of retribution for last year, obviously when they lost to the Cubs. So that's what I'm going to go with here. It's a tough call for that one for sure. But I think I'm going to go with Cleveland. I know this might be like a little bit for you guys. This is definitely my first time talking like just to myself. Usually when I'm talking about sports, I'm talking with Marco or a friend of mine. We're having a dialogue. So me sitting here being with my own thoughts is a little bit different than what I'm used to. Let me know if you guys are enjoying these podcasts. I actually have fun making this. I just want it to be smooth because I listen to podcasts a lot. Guys who have big followings, and they're very smooth with it. But a lot of them also have other co-hosts with them. I feel like it's a little bit easier to bounce ideas off people. So definitely going to bring people on once we hit 5K. We're almost at 4K now. After I announced the giveaway, we've got 60 new subs overnight, which is really nice. So I'm hoping to keep that going. I'm really excited to be doing that giveaway. It seems like a lot of people are super interested in it. So I hope that reflects, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content I'm bringing out. I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of Madden Mobile stuff later today too. So yeah, I'll show you guys. You could click off if you don't like Madden Mobile. I actually got this Darren Sproles for being one of the top 1% of players in the world. So I think I won 22 games in the weekend tournament, and I got him. So I was pretty excited about that. So yeah, back to this. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Comment, subscribe. Always drop some ideas for any podcasts if you have any, or any glove accounts or any people you want to see on the podcast. Until next time, have a good day.